morning, good afternoon, good evening, yWhales, wherever you are. Thank you so much for joining us. Today is a really exciting one. So we have Mark with Numio here. And I think it's really interesting because now we have, again, starting to move into a little bit more of the protocols that we want everyday people to use, a little bit less of the crazy DeFi protocols that are incredibly complicated. And Numio seems to really be trying to solve that. What can my mom use? What can other people use? And have a really interesting, kind of outtake on this. Stefan, did you have any quick opening statements? Otherwise, we can introduce Mark here.
No, let's go ahead with Mark. I'm super excited. He's doing a bunch of cool stuff that I'm really interested to learn more about.
Yeah. So Mark, you are. This is a very in-depth project, and a lot there, and a very long, in-depth roadmap. But before we get into Numio, let's go like way back, and how did you get into blockchain, crypto, and what kind of led you up to this project?
Yeah, sure. And thank you guys for having me on the show and coming out to chat. Hopefully, everyone who's listening can learn a little new piece of information and come out of this talk smarter. But a little background on myself: I have been in the crypto industry for a few years now. I do not actually have like a corporate background. I really got into crypto back when I was in high school. I was a senior in high school. I started basically learning about Bitcoin. Really had no clue what it was. I just kind of bought it and kind of let it play around, just played around with it for about a year or so. Got into college and ended up selling all the Bitcoin that I had because I wanted to go out and have fun and be a college guy.
Oops.
And then about a couple of years later, some stuff happened to me. I had some health issues. I ended up being bedridden, and I had to leave school. And it was a weird time in my life. And during that time, I basically was like, oh, I started learning about Bitcoin, and I'd like to sort of learn more about what this technology is, how it works. And I started reading the Bitcoin white paper, and this was back in 2016. And I really fell into the rabbit hole at that point. I started reading about Bitcoin, reading about Ethereum. And after essentially just reading about these things and reading up on forums, whether it be Reddit, Bitcoin Talk, I just started to write. I really hope that no one finds my old articles that I wrote, because I'm pretty sure half of them were completely awful. But I just started writing and kind of putting my thoughts onto paper about some of the projects that were being built and some of the new things that people were working on. And at that point in time, I really decided that I wanted to sort of help support some of these organizations that we're building. And I got involved with an organization back in late 2017, early 2018, called Cryptocurrency Investing Network. It was a massive network of individuals on different types of social platforms, primarily Facebook. And I led all the business development and sales for them. So basically helping to give projects more exposure. We were working with teams from ideation stage to teams that were with a market cap of multiple billions of dollars. So it was a really cool experience. That was like my first true job in the crypto world. Frankly, I made that job.
M.B.A by fire. Why not?
Yeah. Well, I finally got my M.B.A a year or so ago.
Okay,
just been doing that on the side. I don't recommend doing working 60 hours a week plus doing accelerated school. It kind of sucks. Didn't really have that much of a social life because of that, but I definitely learned a lot. So I was working with that group for about a year to a year and a half, and then decided that I wanted to get more involved as being a builder and actually involved in the ecosystem rather than just supporting a variety of projects. So I started getting involved with the open source space and started working with a variety of projects. I started a company back in 2018, in the latter part of 2018, called Hydro Labs. Built some really cool things there. And that sort of fizzled out and sort of transitioned into what is now known as Numio. So the team that I was working with back then, we basically switched gears on what we were working on, and it essentially transitioned into what is obviously now Numio.
Fabulous. So I mean, listen, a lot of entrepreneurial spirit around there, and you dove right in, and you know, truly, I can almost say you have an MBA in crypto, because that was your really, as you said, kind of your business exposure was to cryptocurrency based companies, before you were ever exposed to, you know, a general corporate org chart. What was kind of some of the interesting things as you went to MBA, went and got your MBA? I'm doubting many others were in your industry. What was was there any